uh, the Sultan Abdul Halim International Conference of Education 2022. Without further ado, we'll start with the first presentation entitled Technology Integrated City Kit and IBSE Approach to Enhance Students and Understanding in Ecology. Please welcome the first presenter, Puan Nur Nadia binti Zaini from College Matrikulasi Negeri Sembilan. You may start the presentation now. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Okay, today I will present on the topic of factors affecting engineering students' motivation in learning English. Okay, my name is Ariati Abdul Rashid. I'm from Parental Influence. Okay, so I would like to start with the description. Okay, the name of researcher.
Maaf ya, sedikit kesilapan teknikal. Beri sedikit masa untuk kami memperbetulkan.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Runa Deputy Zaini from College Matriculasi Negeri Sembilan, and this is the title for my action research: Technology Integrated Kit and IBSE Approach to Enhance Students' Understanding in Ecology. This action research was done to improve teaching and learning for the topic Ecology SB025. This topic can be considered as intermediate because it does not involve a lot of processes, but it involves a lot of concept. However, a lot of students lost marks here during the examination. Inquiry-based science education approach was used. 5E instructional model was applied to ensure that students would score in this topic. Closed terrarium kit, city kit telegram board, and Canva was used to ensure the success of the IBSE approach. The closed terrarium kit is an innovation where a concept of do-it-yourself closed terrarium kit was applied. City kit telegram board was built so that it will become more interactive and inclusive towards students. Canva was used to also encourage students to use digital tools. Action research model chosen was Chemist and McTaggart. Let's find out the issues and find out the underlying problem. During my reflection to the past teaching and learning practices, students lost a lot of marks during examination due to incorrect use of terminologies and failure to describe biogeochemical cycle correctly. Investigation was also done by assessing student tutorial practice question, and it was revealed that 69.2 out of 305 students does not achieve excellent score, with 7.7% get fail score. So an interview was done with the student to find out the underlying problem, and it was revealed that students are not interested in the topic due to it involved plant. They are not motivated to learn the topic and resort to rote learning when it comes to examination. So this will then only impart surface learning for the student. For, for the focus of study, it is to increase the deep learning through IBSE approach as an initiative to enhance student understanding in topic ecology using the 5E instructional model. And for the objective for this action research is to increase the students' performance, whereby at least a total of 80% students scored excellent level achievement in evaluation tests. To investigate the effectiveness of technology integrated city kit in positive behavior toward learning the topic ecology. The target group chosen were 20 students sesi 2 semester STS College Matriculasi Negeri Sembilan session 2021-2022. The subject were chosen considering their previous low achievement in biology subject at Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia (SPM). It is a penultimate examination set by secondary school students before further study. The students were chosen because these are the students that really need helps in understanding this topic, hence get a better score during examination. The steps in action research are as follow. Step 1, plan. First, I identify the root cause of the issue through reflection of past teaching and learning practices and interview with students and observation on student work. During step 2, act. Design an intervention using CityKit with application of technology as IBSE approach. During step 3, observe 5E instructional model in IBSE was conducted using the technology integrated CityKit during lesson and then observe. During step 4, pretest and post-test survey interview were conducted. The data were gathered and analyzed to understand the impact of the intervention towards student learning. The intervention was executed during plant diversity experiment as enrichment. This period was chosen specifically because students have learned the topic during lecture and tutorial hour. This means students will have prior knowledge toward ecology before the intervention was done. A pretest was also conducted before the intervention to assess student knowledge after formal teaching and learning, which is after they have already learned from lecture and tutorial. Post-tests were then conducted at the end of the activity to evaluate the impact of the intervention. The 5E instructional model was used as the basis of IBSE for the intervention. The activity involved 5 phases, which is engagement phase, exploration phase, explanation phase, elaboration phase, and evaluation phase. Let's look at the phases more detail. During the engagement phase, a CityKit Telegram board are used. The board consists of several open-ended questions which aim to create the desire to learn in student. It is a student-centered activity, and it is more inclusive towards students with low self-esteem, as they can answer the questions in the Telegram board without having to project or saying their opinion out loud. So, toward the high achieving student, it is more interactive. During the exploration phase, do-it-yourself closed terrarium kit was used. Students were grouped into groups of 4 to build their closed terrarium using the kit. Students are encouraged to collaborate, to investigate, to hypothesize, to communicate, and to investigate the factors and concepts that could make a closed terrarium a successful mini ecosystem. The activity helps to develop skills, concepts, and allow new idea generation. During the explanation phase, students were to present their own closed terrarium to the class. Students present the product along with findings related to the ecological concept. During this phase, scientific and technical information is introduced in a direct manner through class discussion. Any misconceptions are clarified by the lecturer during this phase. During elaboration phase, students design infographic using Canva. Students were instructed to design an infographic about their closed terrarium using the Canva application. This encouraged students to apply their new understanding of the concept by reinforcing new skill and model based on the knowledge acquired. It also stimulates students to apply their knowledge, ideas, and skill to other disciplines, enhance student digital skill collaboratively. During evaluation phase, assessment were done through student work and the post-test result. Assessment were done by evaluating the infographic that they have produced based on correct informations, informal assessment via observation of student learning behavior and thinking toward learning ecology post-implementation. Also, pre-test and post-test analysis as formative assessment were analyzed. Effect of the intervention, the pre-test and post-test analysis. It is found out that during the pre-test, 50% students get failed achievement level, while the other 50% get average achievement level. None of them get excellent achievement level during the pre-test. However, after the implementation of intervention and the post-test result showed that 100% students achieve excellent result. Significant increase in student score after the implementation was observed, where at least 40% score increment for each student were observed. Here is the more detail of each student's performance toward the pre-test and post-test. The effect of intervention and the survey analysis, it is found out that from item 1, 2, and 3, students are encouraged to be independent learner and become a holistic learner. From item 4 and 7, it is found out that this intervention increased awareness of importance of ecology. It also nurtures creativity and gives sense of satisfaction from the item 5 and 6. Based on the feedback of students from the interview, it is safe to say that the second objective were met as intervention encouraged students to be independent learner, increase student passion for learning ecology, and help students to become holistic learner. As a reflection and conclusion, it is noteworthy that the students are highly interested in and motivated to engage in learning ecology independently, thus encouraging students to become holistic learners. It was observable that the implementation sparked continuous discussion among students in social media applications such as Telegram and WhatsApp. Even after the period of intervention, some students share their newly acquired knowledge with the public in their TikTok application. This voluntary act not only nurtures soft skill but also benefit to the community. Further observation revealed that students become more interested in botany and become proactive. This was proven by students' initiative to make their own city kit and enter innovation competition, which is Green Innovation and Invention Open Day at University Putra, and they won a silver award. As a conclusion, the result of the research indicates that the student had positive perception regarding the use of CityKit integrated with technology as IBSE approach. The DIY concept allowed the student to explore while finding more information and fostering their creative mind. The use of technology as part of intervention makes students more involved and proactive. The objective of this research are successful met. Thank you.
Thank you, Puan Nadia. Puan Nadia
Yes.
for a very interesting presentation. Yeah, it is
Thank you, Doctor.
it's wonderful to know that the students, these young students, are learning on how to save the planet. Right. Now we open to question and answer session. Yeah. We do welcome questions from the audience. Do you have any questions to ask the presenter?
I'm so nervous.
Yes. Yes. So if there's no question, I'm going to ask question. So we're still waiting from the audience whether you have questions to ask the presenter. Okay, let me just start with my question first. This is a very interesting project. Congratulations. Yeah. It's just that I'm
Thank you,
wondering
Doctor.
how much is the budget used? Yeah. How much is the budget used to develop the kit? Yeah. And how
Um,
it was funded?
oh, okay. It's actually a self-funded project, and
Mhm.
the overall cost for each terrarium kit was about 10 ringgit.
I see.
But actually, we can also reduce the cost by using recycled product. Like in our college, there's lab as well. So there are some materials that are not in use anymore. So they wanted to like lupus it. So we can just use that and make it as a closed terrarium kit. Yes.
Okay. So how many kit altogether you produced? The students produced.
Actually, for I've begun this project from 2019. So so far I've got around 30 terrarium, and it's actually for 2 years they have been sustained without even having to maintain them at all.
I see. Wonderful. So do you think it is cost effective? Do you think it is cost effective?
Yeah, for their learning, I think it is effective for their learning, and it's just 10 ringgit per kit, and it can be shared with 5 students. So it's roughly around 2 ringgit per student. I think that's worth the money.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Okay. Any other questions from the audience? We received positive feedback. Yeah, from the audience. Impressive.
May I just
Amazing.
highlight that I use pre-test and post-test because I just wanted to see how formal education done with student and this intervention have different effect towards student. So it is like a pre-test just to see students prior knowledge, and then the post-test is that after student have done this intervention without me having to tell them directly or everything or become a teacher-centered activity.
Yeah. So it is very student centered.
Yeah, that's the goal. I hope I achieve that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay. Any question?
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Very brilliant idea. All very positive comments there.
Yeah.
Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
Okay. So I guess we can proceed to the next presenter.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Guru Setia.
Okay, we'll proceed to the next presenter for today. The title is Enhancing Students' Motivation Through Reflective Journal Writing. Please welcome Puan Ariati binti Abdul Rashid. Satu. The title is actually Factors Affecting Engineering Students' Motivation in Learning English. Yeah. Please welcome again Puan Ariati binti Abdul Rashid. She will be presenting two papers actually. So this is the first one.
Okay, today I will present on the topic of factors affecting engineering students' motivation in learning English. Okay, my name is Ariati Abdul Rashid. I'm from Parental Influence. Okay, so I would like to start with the description. Okay, the name of researcher is me, Ariati Abdul Rashid, and the research question: what are the factors motivate engineering students of Polytechnic Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah learning English? Okay, the purpose of the study is to identify the factor affecting Polytechnic students' motivation in learning English. The objective of the study are to explore the factors that affect engineering students' motivation in learning English at Polytechnic Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah. Okay, as for the introduction, poor academic achievement and ineffective communication of English of engineering students reflect their low English competence. Therefore, an investigation into factors influencing the motivation of engineering students at Polytechnic Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah in learning English is necessary. Teachers need to know the factor affecting motivation so that they can help their students improve their English proficiency. At that time, they can motivate their students to learn English well. It is expected that the finding of this study will also be significant for other researchers and educators in polytechnics. Okay, participants for this study, the respondent of the study were 135 semester 5 engineering students of Polytechnic Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah. Simple random sampling was used in this study to avoid biasness. Okay, population of semester 5 engineering student is 165. According to Prachi and Morgan table, if the population is 165, the sample should be 115. This study attempted to identify the students' motivation for learning English with factors such as a parental influence, teacher influence, and students' own attitude. Okay, methods of the study. This study attempted to identify the students' motivation for learning English with factors such as parental influence, teacher influence, and students' own attitude. Okay, the instrument used in this study is a set of questionnaire adapted from Muhammad 2001. Regarding the questionnaire, it was designed in the form of Likert scale. It includes two parts. The part 1 asks about the participant demographic. Okay, part 2 consists of 18 items asking about factors affecting students' motivation in learning English. All were adapted from previous study, including personal attitude, teacher influence, and parental influence. Okay, the data was analyzed using percentage. Score range was divided according to 5 Likert skill levels as stated in table 1. Okay, this is the example. Okay, we have scale 1 until scale 5. Okay, scale 1 represents strongly disagree, scale 2 disagree, scale 3 moderate, scale 4 agree, and scale 5 strongly agree. Okay, the result of the study, the result shows in table 2 and until table 4. Okay, and, table 2 to table 4. Table 2, percentage of personal attitude. As you can see here, okay, the highest percentage is on the statement, I try to watch English TV shows and movie often. So we can say that most of the students learn English by watching English TV shows and movie often. Okay, this is the highest percentage for personal attitude. Okay, the second highest is they are interested in studying English, which is 48.9% strongly agree and 42.2% agree. Okay, as compared to the highest percentage just now, 50.4% students, which is 68 students, were strongly agree, and 31.9%, which is 43 students, will agree that they learn English by watching English TV shows and movie often. Okay, so table 2 is the result on percentage of teacher influence. Okay, so the highest percentage here is 60%, which is 81 students strongly agree, and 31.9% of students agree, which is 43 students will agree that the teacher allows me to discuss topic with friends. So this is the highest percentage recorded. So we can say that teacher influence give the highest effect. Teacher influence affects the students' motivations in learning English. Okay, next result is percentage of parental influence. Okay, for parental influence, the highest percentage here is 31.9%, which is 43 students strongly agree, and 31.9%, which 43 students will agree that their parents often watch the English channels on TV. Okay, so the second highest here is 20% on strongly agree, which is 25 students, and 23% agree, which is 31% students, on the statement that my parents buy English books and magazines. Okay, so for discussion, we can say that teacher influence is the major factor affecting students' motivation in learning English. Okay, the finding shows that teachers have a high influence in motivating students in learning English as a second language. Most of the students agree that teacher encourage them to learn the language. The teacher influence is essential to the students because the students are highly dependent on their teachers supporting them learning the language. Okay, most of the students advocate their teacher in giving opportunities for them to do discussion on the topic assigned with their friends. So it is referring to the statement of my teacher allows me to discuss topic with friends, which is the highest percentage. Okay, for teachers' influence, also creative in teacher also need to creative in using strategy in teaching English to the students. Students are not motivated if the teacher use traditional method of teaching. So here teacher need to create a positive environment and develop activities that allow students to practice the language in meaningful context. Most of the students favor their teacher by using grammar games in class to practice grammar skills instead of using grammar exercise in workbook. Okay, this is referring to the statement on my teacher provides grammar games for me to practice grammar skill. Teacher also build a positive relationship with the students. In order to motivate students in learning English, teacher must also have a positive relationship with the students by encouraging the students and also giving the feedback to the task assigned to the students. Most of the students accept the teacher provides feedback to the homework given. Okay, this is referring to the statement on my teacher marks my homework to provide feedback. Okay, the last factor is personal attitude. Okay, the result of the study showed most students have moderate attitude in learning English language. As you can see from table 2, the student know learning English is essential and they are fascinated to learn English. This is referring to the statement on I am interested in studying English. Even they feel learning and practicing English is difficult and stressful, but the students' proficiency level are contentment. Most of the students show effort in learning the language. They have desire to learn the language because students are aware of the importance of English for their future. Okay, so most of the students show their effort to learn the language by watching English show frequently. So this is referring to the statement, I try to watch English TV show and movies often. Thus, despite an overall moderate attitude towards learning English, it shows that students are interested in studying the language. Okay, next, students are highly motivated and have positive attitudes toward learning English and are extrinsically motivated, although it does not necessarily translate into favorable effort in improving proficiency. Positive language attitude let learners have positive orientation towards learning English. Attitude plays an important role to determine the success in language learning. Okay, the last factor is parental influence. Okay, based on the findings, parents have a moderate influence on students' motivation towards learning English as they are involved in the children's language education. So, as you can see from table 4, in this study, most of the parents are not practicing English much with students. Okay, based on the statement on my parents speak English to the family. Even though the parents are not practice English much, but they did motivate students to learn English better and support the students by encouraging them to speak English and go for English tuition. This is referring to the statement on my parents encouraged me to speak in English and my parents encouraged me to go for English tuition. From the finding, we can see that the parents also give their supports by encouraging the students to read English book and magazine. Okay, it's referred to the statement on my parents buy English book and magazines. Okay, parenting behaviors such as increased involvement, encouraging interest in learning and supporting children's autonomy tend to positively influence teacher development and lead to higher academic achievement. Parental involvement is associated with higher students' achievement and it emerges consistently regardless of measure. Okay, as for the conclusion, we can say that this study was conducted to find out factors affecting students' motivation in learning English. The result of the study was found that teacher influence is the main factor affecting students' motivation in learning English, followed by students' own attitude and parental influence. Teacher influence was given a high impact on students' motivation in learning English. Teacher need to make an effort to differ learning strategies to attract student attention in class. This is important because students have different abilities of understanding. Teacher must know the students well so they can use the most appropriate teaching methods in class. Teacher-friendly behavior during lesson also affected student motivation in learning English. Accordingly, students with positive attitude had a strong desire in learning English and they are interested in learning the language. Finally, parental encouragement and supports in students' learning were necessary to increase parents' awareness about the importance of motivating their children in learning English. So these are the references. Okay, thank you very much. That's all for me today. Thank you.
you, Puan Ariati. Oh, sorry. Yeah, saya dekat backstage. Thank you. Interesting. And congratulations for a good research. It's just that I would like to ask one question. You in your study, you just examine parental influence and teachers' influence, right? Could you please unmute your microphone? I cannot hear you.
Sorry.
Yeah. So what about peer influence? Because I'm sure your students are adult students, young adults, right? In a young
Yes.
adult's life, I think peer plays a very important role rather than teachers and parents. So, what do you think? What about peer influence? Why you didn't include peer influence in your study?
Because most of the students here, I can't see the influence the peer influence is the major factors based on my observation
I see.
to motivate the students.
I see. Okay. So you don't think that they are motivated by their peers, lah?
Uh,
It's not their peers that
because
motivate.
I'm taking the semester 5 students, so based on my observation for
Mhm.
these students, they are not motivated by their friends, because of the respondent taken for the study.
Okay. All right. All right. So what about the audience? Do you have any question that you'd like to ask the presenter? Actually, we are allocated 8 to 10 minutes for question and answer session. So actually, we can entertain many questions. So is there any questions from the audience? Well, if there's no questions, then I guess we'll just proceed to the next presentation, which is also by Puan Ariati, right?
Oh yes.
The title is Enhancing Students' Motivation Through Reflective Journal Writing. So, without further ado, please welcome Puan Ariati binti Abdul Rashid to present her paper.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Ariati Abdul Rashid from Polytechnic Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah. Okay, today I will presenting on enhancing students' learning motivation through reflective journal writing. Okay, as for the introduction, motivating students to learn English is a critical issue to address in order to design better curriculum materials or teach strategies to motivate students to learn English. Okay, it is necessary to consider students' motivation within the context of subject matter as well as the classroom context of curriculum, instruction, and teachers. Many students receive lessons in a passive manner without giving much thought to what they are hearing. Okay, reflective journal writing is an effective tool for developing intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Okay, the technique has been widely used in teaching practice for many decades. Reflective journal writing is the development of motivation and the clear demonstration of the link between implementation of reflective journal and motivation enhancement in learners. Therefore, the reflective journal was introduced in this study. Okay, statement of problem. Polytechnic students encounter writing problems due to the lack of motivation in learning English. This is obvious when students are asked to write essay for English courses. This may lead them to score low grades in some courses or even fail in others. Teacher must search for efficient techniques and methods to be implemented in teaching and learning to enhance students' motivation. There is a need to examine if reflective journal writing can enhance students' writing fluency and increase their motivation. The significance of the study. The use of reflective journal writing allows students to write freely on an interesting topic related to text covered in specific course or any other personal experience they have had. Okay, students are more motivated and confident in their writing abilities when they are not hampered by grades. So, as we can see, when in class, okay, if we ask them to write on any topics, so they will have a lot of ideas to write. Okay, so this practice is beneficial for students who want to improve their writing skills. This study chose reflective journal writing to demonstrate that it has the potential to maximize students' involvement and motivation. Okay, the objective of the study is to find out the role of reflective journal in increasing motivation to write, improving writing, and enhancing creativity and critical thinking skills among Polytechnic Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah. Okay. Okay, next is research questions. We have 3 research questions here. The first is, does reflective journal writing enhance motivation to write and confidence among Polytechnic Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah? The second research question is, does reflective journal writing improve language learning among Polytechnic Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah students? And the third research question is, what are the benefits of reflective journal writing as perceived by Polytechnic Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah students? The methodology of the study, we have 45 participants, which is 45 students participated in the study. Okay, participants were students from semester 1 of communicative English class taught by the same instructor, which is me. Okay, the students were encouraged to write daily or weekly reflective journal based on a certain articles they read or experience that they have. Most of the time, students will write more on their experience. Okay, the questionnaire was adapted from Muhammad Farah 2012. The questionnaire consisted of 90 statements using Likkert's 5-point scale, which is the Likert 5-point scale consists of strongly disagree, disagree, neutral, agree, and strongly agree. Okay, questionnaire was distributed to all respondents. Okay, the questionnaire was used to elicit their view about the benefits of reflective journal writing, enhancing and improving language learning, motivation, and self-confidence, as well as examining its value and convenience. The data was analyzed using percentage. Score range was divided according to 5 Likert scale level. Okay, so now let's move on to the research, the first research questions. Okay, does reflective journal writing enhance motivation to write and confidence among Polytechnic Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah students? So based on the first research questions, so we have 6 items in the questionnaire. Okay, as you can see here, this is the distribution of respondents in percentage for the questionnaire items that are related to increasing motivation and developing confidence. Okay, so these statements are related to increasing students' motivation and developing confidence. Okay, okay, let's see the result. Okay, so most of the students, the highest percentage here is reflective journal writing helped me to respond to my thought and feeling, which is 48.9%. Students strongly agree, which is 22 students, and 31.1% students agree with the statement, which is 14 of them. Alright, so the second highest is 46.7%, which is 21 respondents or 21 students agree that reflective journal writing helped me to express my ideas and opinion, and frequent journal writing increased my creativity, and journal writing motivate me to write more. Okay, as shown in table 3 just now, the majority of the item receive a very high ratings. This suggests that reflective journal writing improves learner motivation and boosts their confidence level. Reflective journal writing builds confidence and competence among learners. Okay, now let's move on to the second research questions. Okay, does reflective journalism improve language learning among Polytechnic Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah students? So, based on this table, this is the finding for improving students' learning. Okay, so we have 6 items here. Based on the result here, as we can see, okay, the highest percentage is the statement on reflective journal writing was an opportunity to gain self-knowledge, which is 53.5% of students strongly agree, and 34.1% of students agree with the statement. Okay, same goes to the statement of reflective journal writing offered me a chance to develop and reinforce my writing skills. Okay, so this statement, 53.3% of students strongly agree, which is 24 students, and 35.6%, which is 16 students, will agree with the statement as well. So as the second highest percentage for this finding is reflective journal writing was a way of thinking to explore my learning, which is 46.7% of students, which is 21 students, strongly agree, and 16 students will agree with the statement, which is 35.6%. Okay, so next, the third highest is 45.5%. Okay, three statements scored the same percentage, which reflective journal writing stimulated my critical thinking skills, and reflective journal writing helped me to understand what I'm learning, and the last one, reflective journal writing allowed me to describe what I understood. So 20 students for each of the statements given here mentioned before strongly agree with the statement, and 34.1% will agree with the statement, which is the majority of the students agree with the statement. Okay, this suggests that reflective journal writing stimulates critical thinking and allow learners to explore their own learning by providing an opportunity to self-awareness. It is also assists students to comprehending what they have learned and reflecting on what they have learned. All of this will undoubtedly provide learners with an opportunity to develop and reinforce their writing skills. Okay, so next, the students indicate that reflective journal writing is beneficial to their learning because it allows students to think and write reflectively. Okay, journals require students to engage critical reflection and higher order thinking. Okay, reflective journal force students to be more open-ended and less prescriptive, and allow students to be creative and questioning. This is the example of the finding for the third research question, which is what are the benefits of reflecting journal writing as perceived by Puteri Ustaz Abdul Muazzam Shah students. Okay, as you can see here from table 5, okay, the percentage of benefits of reflecting journal writing, we have a lot of items for this question. Okay, so we have the highest percentage is the statement on reflective journal writing helped me to talk about my experiences. So 54.5% of students strongly agree, which is 24 of them, and 54.1% of students will agree with the statement, which is 15 of them. Okay, as if we combine both of the responses, we will have 39 respondents agree with this, agree with the statement. Okay. Then the second highest here, as we can see, is a statement on reflecting journal writing offered me a chance to develop and reinforce my writing skill. Okay, so this is 53.3%, which is 24 students strongly agree, and 31.1%, which is 14 students will agree with the statement. Okay, so next, with the same percentage goes to reflective journal writing helped me understand what I'm learning, and also reflective journal writing stimulated my critical thinking skills. And also, the last one, reflective journal writing helped me to respond to my thoughts and feeling. So as we can see here, there are so many benefits that that the students can get from reflective journal writing. Okay, distribution of responses, percentage of the question item were calculated for the whole questionnaire item to examine the benefits of reflective journal writing as perceived by Polytechnic Ustaz Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah students. The table shows the majority of the item received high rating, yes. Okay, this means that the students did not regard the reflective journal writing as a waste of time. Okay, so they enjoy writing journal. Okay, they enjoy doing reflective journal writing. The majority of the students agreed that reflective journal writing was a worthwhile experience. The item that came in first place and received high percentage from the previous table that we based on the previous table, okay, which is table 5. Okay, so now let's move on to discussion. Okay, so based on the study, we can say that reflective journal writing can enhance students' motivation. Okay, so because reflective journal writing is effective in increasing students' intrinsic motivation, their self-confidence and initiative in English writing. Reflective journal writing fosters both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation because reflective journal writing contributes to students' goal-orientedness. Okay, so by implementing reflective journal writing and know how to use the technique can improve the main components of motivational teaching practice, such as creating initial motivation, maintaining and protecting motivation, and encouraging positive self-evaluation. Reflective journal writing also helps to avoid stress and anxiety, provides encouragement of students as well as constant feedback and personal attention from teachers. So the next point is reflective journal writing also can improve writing skills in language learning. Okay, reflective journal writing encourage critical thinking skills and allow students to explore their own learning by providing them with an opportunity to gain self-awareness. Okay, it is also assist students to comprehending what they have heard, what they have learned, and reflecting on what they have learned. All of these doubly provide learners with opportunities to develop and strengthen their writing skills. Students believe journal writing helps them learn better. Reflective journal writing is beneficial to their learning because it allows them to think and write reflectively. Okay, reflective journal requires students to engage in critical reflection and higher order thinking. Okay, the last point is benefit of reflective journal writing. Okay, as we can see from the study, students can practice writing for fluency, not necessary for grammatical accuracy when they write a journal. Okay, by doing reflective journal writing. If the students keep a daily handwritten journal, they can actively practice using vocabulary and grammar rules. It can gain students' confidence in organizing and expressing ideas in English. Okay, reflective journal writing has the potential to be motivating. Keeping reflective journal serve a strong motivator is beneficial for students. The students who voluntarily wrote their own paragraph were more motivated to write and had a much better perception than others. Reflective journal writing can be used to develop writing skills. Using reflective journal writing in English teaching and learning has the added benefit to increasing motivation and self-confidence as well as improving learning. So for the conclusion, we can say that the reflective journal writing is extremely beneficial to educators. Okay, it has a positive impact on motivation, allowing students to clearly understand what they need and the material they are learning. And also it can consider an important component of motivational strategies model. This technique engage both extrinsic and intrinsic motivation style. Okay, teaching and learning with reflective journal writing English has the added benefit of growing in popularity, improving motivation and self-confidence as well as learning. Reflective journal writing enhances and motivates the writing course current and exciting. Students should be aware of the advantages gained by reflecting and documenting those reflections in order to encourage them to keep the reflective writing practice going. Reflective journal writing has a positive effect on motivation and self-confidence as well as on learning in general and writing skills in particular. Okay, so that's these are the references, okay, for this study. So okay, I think that's all for my presentation today. Thank you very much, and Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Puan Ariati. Congratulations for presenting two papers at this conference. It is interesting, and without further ado, we would like to open the question and answer session. Dear audience, do you have any question to ask the presenter? Okay, I'll ask my question. Puan Ariati, I'm sorry if I have many questions, but I think even though sometimes it is a hard question, I guess it helps us to look at it critically. The first one is, maybe I didn't catch what you were saying earlier. How frequent the students write in their journal? Is it weekly basis or? I can't hear you. Could you please unmute your microphone?
Oh, sorry. Weekly basis.
Weekly basis, yeah. Okay, good. It's just that I can see that you are very into studying about the relationship between motivation and learning. Yeah. So in this
Yes.
paper, you are trying to establish the relationships between journal writing and motivation. So is there any evidence from past studies, or did you use any established framework user in examining the relationship between journal writing and motivation, or between motivation and learning? Any
Um,
model?
I didn't refer to any model. I just trying to I just trying to know either it works. Either junior writing can encourage them to motivate them to write.
In your context, you mean, right?
Yeah, in my context, I'm supposed to be I am more specific, right? So I missed
No,
the
it will be
framework
good.
actually.
Yes, it will be good if you like refer
Mm,
to a framework as guideline for
mm,
your studies, established
yeah.
framework. Yeah, about the relationship between motivation and learning.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, it's very good. Thank you very much. Yeah, for your presentation.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Dr. Rahayu. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Welcome to for the newcomers in our channel. Yeah, welcome to this Sultan Abdul Halim International Conference of Education and Innovation 2022. Yeah. And now I think we'll just moving on, proceed to the next presenter. Kita akan teruskan pembentangan ya dengan daripada uh, Institut Pendidikan Guru Kampus Perlis ya, Kanga, dan pembentangnya ada ramai di sini dan pembentangnya Puan Afika ya. Tajuk pembentangan ialah pendigitalan Gallery Walk dengan aplikasi Jamboard dan Google Meet mengupayakan pembelajaran bermakna guru terlatih dalam kursus sejarah semasa endemik COVID-19 di Malaysia. Menarik ya tajuknya. Jadi tanpa melengahkan masa, dipersilakan pembentang daripada APG Campus Perlis.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Siti Aisyah Harum, wakil dari kumpulan Infographic IPG Kampus Perlis berkolaborasi bersama IPG Kampus Darul Aman akan membentangkan tentang pendigitalan Gallery Walk dengan aplikasi Jamboard dan Google Meet bagi kursus Malaysia dan hubungan antarabangsa semasa endemik COVID-19 di Malaysia. Isi kandungan slide pada hari ini adalah pengenalan tujuan kajian, metodologi kajian, analisis data, dapatan kajian dan juga penutup. Bagi pengenalan saya akan memperincikan tentang latar belakang, pernyataan masalah dan tinjauan literatur bagi tujuan kajian, iaitu adalah objektif kajian dan persoalan kajian. Bagi metodologi kajian, iaitu adalah reka bentuk instrumen, kesahan dan kebolehpercayaan dan model pembelajaran bermakna. Bagi analisis data, sampel kajian, demografi dan pemerhatian. Bagi dapatan kajian, iaitu adalah perbincangan, dua objektif kajian dan dua persoalan kajian. Bagi penutup pula, iaitu adalah rumusan dan cadangan. Baiklah, bagi pengenalan, dunia mengalami fenomena transformasi pendidikan yang begitu agresif ekoran dari penularan virus COVID-19. Beberapa aplikasi yang dicadangkan dalam melaksanakan pembelajaran antaranya melalui pelantar pembelajaran seperti Digital Educational Learning Initiative Malaysia ke-5, CikkTube EduWeb TV. Kaedah ini telah membolehkan murid belajar secara segera dan tidak segera. Sistem pembelajaran di Institut Pendidikan Guru juga telah mengalami perubahan selari dengan pembaharuan dalam kurikulum aliran perdana. Pelaksanaan PKP atau Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan telah memberi impak terhadap gaya pembelajaran secara keseluruhan kerana semua aktiviti perlu dilakukan dari rumah masing-masing atau dengan kata lain work from home. Isu kebosanan pelajar timbul kerana pelaksanaan kuliah semata-mata menerusi Google Classroom dan Google Meet tanpa menggunakan alat-alat digital telah menjadikan sesi pengajaran dan pembelajaran kurang menarik dan suram. Maka kajian ini telah dilaksanakan untuk meneraka pelaksanaan kursus sejarah Malaysia dan hubungan antarabangsa melalui pendigitalan Gallery Walk dengan aplikasi Jamboard dan Google Meet di Institut Pendidikan Guru Kampus Perlis semasa endemik COVID-19. Baiklah, bagi kajian literatur kita akan melihat pada tiga kompetensi, iaitu kompetensi pensyarah, pelajar dan juga pemantapan isi kandungan. Bagi kompetensi pelajar, menurut Sarah Dr. Bersatu, membantu pelajar untuk tidak berasa terasing adalah strategi terbaik yang dapat meningkatkan motivasi dan mencapai hubungan yang lebih erat antara pelajar, baik dari segi sosial dan kognitif. Dan aspek komunikasi yang efektif merupakan satu elemen utama dalam mewujudkan sikap saling membantu antara pelajar memupuk nilai akhlak mulia dan menjalin hubungan yang baik bagi melahirkan komuniti masyarakat yang baik. Bagi kompetensi bersyarah, menurut Salman 2022, mengesyorkan Jamboard digunakan untuk memudahkan tugasan berkumpulan dengan nilai kebersamaan dioperasikan dari manusia yang membenarkan beberapa penulis berkolaborasi tugasan yang sama-sama yang kreatif dalam ruang panel papan tulis virtual atas talian. Dan pemantapan isi kandungan iaitu adalah menurut Harasit 2018, Jamboard adalah alat digital yang hebat untuk mencapai kerjasama peserta dan ini adalah ciri penting pembelajaran dalam talian kerana ia membolehkan kontraktivisme sosial berkembang maju. Baiklah, tujuannya objektif kajian memahami pelaksanaan pengajaran dan pembelajaran sepanjang kursus, meneroka impak pada diri pelajar setelah mengikuti aktiviti-aktiviti yang dijalankan sepanjang pengajaran dan pembelajaran sepanjang kursus mengikut elemen kompetensi global 6C. Dan soalan kajian, bagaimanakah pelaksanaan pengajaran dan pembelajaran sepanjang kursus dan bagaimanakah kaedah dan aktiviti digunakan oleh pensyarah semasa proses pengajaran dan pembelajaran memberi impak kepada kemenjadian pelajar yang dengan dijajakan mengikut elemen kompetensi global 6C. Baiklah, metodologi kajian akan dilihat dari segi ketiga aspek itulah pendekatan, iaitu adalah kaedah kualitatif melalui pendekatan kajian case, terus state instrumen, soalan terbuka yang memerlukan respon pelajar selepas kursus berakhir, soalan terbuka dalam format Google Form telah dihantar secara peribadi melalui satu pautan dan 5 item soalan terbuka telah diberikan. Seterusnya adalah kesahanan kepercayaan. Tema-tema yang diterbitkan dari interpretasi coding dalam kajian ini kemudiannya dirujuk kepada 2 pakar. Triangulasi dapatan melalui hasil pemerhatian juga dibuat dalam kajian ini untuk kesahan konsistensi penemuan yang dibuat melalui instrumen yang ditemu buat. Baiklah, dapatan kajian. Dapatan pada soalan kajian pertama dipersembahkan melalui tema pertama dan tema ketiga iaitu pemantapan isu kandungan dan kompetensi pensyarah dengan triangulasi data melalui gambar-gambar bukti pemerhatian untuk memuat dan mengesahkan lagi kebolehpercayaan respon peserta kajian. Aplikasi Jamboard yang pensyarah telah aplikasikan dalam kajian ini telah memberi impak pada pemantapan isi kandungan kursus. Bagi responden 11 mengatakan bahawa aplikasi Jamboard membolehkan saya memahami pembelajaran dari sudut persepsi pelajar lain dan sekaligus dapat membolehkan saya menambah pengetahuan. Responden ke-8 mengatakan bahawa penggunaan Jamboard telah membantu saya untuk memahami konteks pembelajaran kursus ini dengan lebih kreatif dan efisien dan melalui aktiviti gallery wall tersebut pengetahuan baru yang boleh adalah berkaitan dengan kursus yang hendak dipelajari. Baiklah, tema ketiga iaitu kompetensi pensyarah kompeten amalan pedagogi. Responden kedua menyatakan bahawa beliau dapat meneroka penggunaan teknologi kini. Responden ke-8 pula menyatakan bahawa melalui penggunaan Jamboard dan Google Meet secara tidak langsung dalam meningkatkan kemahiran beliau untuk berkolaborasi bersama rakan-rakan secara maya. Oleh itu, dia juga mendapati bahawa pelajaran secara maya turut membantu dalam memperkembangkan kemahiran melakukan aktiviti secara kumpulan. Responden kedua pula menyatakan bahawa dapat sesuatu yang penting untuk membantu dalam proses pengajaran dan pembelajaran. Baiklah, seterusnya adalah kompetensi pensyarah, kompeten first dan pembelajaran. Baiklah, responden keempat mengatakan bahawa saya berasa tertarik untuk belajar secara online kerana saya dapat meneroka benda baharu. Responden ke-9 dan ke-11 menyatakan ke-9 dan ke-10 pula menyatakan bahawa penguasaan dalam bidang ICT dalam pembelajaran sangat meluas seperti adanya aplikasi atau alat digital yang menarik dan lebih meneroka benda-benda baharu yang boleh menarik perhatian supaya pembelajaran tidak membosankan dan lebih berkesan pada masa akan datang. Responden kelima pula menyatakan bahawa lebih menarik perhatian dan lebih fokus untuk dengar arahan lecturer. Baiklah, dapatan dalam bentuk gambar dibentangkan sebagai pengukuhan kepada respon terbual sebagai triangulasi data dan gambar-gambar ini menunjukkan lagi pelaksanaan pengajaran dan pembelajaran bagi tajuk hubungan antarabangsa dalam konteks dunia sebenar. Baiklah, tema kedua adalah kompetensi pelajar komponen pemikiran kritis dan kreatif. Antara respon yang peserta adalah respon keempat dan ketujuh telah menyatakan bahawa pembelajaran online sangat membantu saya terutama dalam menjadi seorang yang kreatif dan kritis. Respon keempat boleh menyatakan bahawa penerokaan melalui pembacaan jurnal-jurnal, surat khabar online dan lain-lain dilihat memainkan peranan dalam mengasah kemahiran saya untuk mencari maklumat secara online. Baiklah, seterusnya adalah tema kedua, Kompetensi pelajar komponen komunikasi. Respon kedua pula menyatakan bahawa dapat berhubung secara langsung dengan kawan-kawan dan juga pensyarah melalui aplikasi Jamboard dan Google Meet. Dan respon ketiga pula mengatakan bahawa dapat berkenalan dengan ahli kelas yang lain di samping dapat menambah maklumat. Communication antara ahli kumpulan bagi mencari maklumat berkaitan tajuk. Respon ke-8 juga mengatakan bahawa Jamboard lah dapat membolehkan beliau berkongsi dan menerima pendapat dari rakan-rakan yang lain. Kompetensi pelajar komponen kolaborasi iaitu adalah respon kedua, ke-10 dan ke-11 telah menyatakan bahawa dapat membantu persyaratan pelajar berkongsi info ke dalam bentuk yang mudah dan mudah untuk dikongsi atau ditanyakan kepada rakan sekelas. Dan respon keempat telah menyatakan bahawa pengetahuan tentang isu-isu semasa hasil dan penerokan rakan dalam Jamboard amat membantu dalam menambah pengetahuan awam saya. Dan respon ke-7 telah pun menyatakan bahawa melalui perkongsian maklumat dapat bekerjasama secara berkumpulan dan segala maklumat menjadi lengkap untuk sesuatu topik tersebut. Dan bagi penutup, rumusannya adalah kemajuan alat digital baharu dalam pendidikan seperti Google Jamboard dimanfaatkan dalam kajian dan menggunakan aktiviti Google Gallery Work secara virtual. Dapatan kajian mengesahkan bahawa fitur segera dan aksesori digital yang dilengkapi dalam Google Jamboard dapat memberi kesan yang seronok yang konstruktif kepada siswa guru dan impaknya Google Jamboard yang disepadukan dengan kajian Gallery Work dalam proses kajian ini iaitu Malaysia dan hubungan antarabangsa diharapkan dapat memberi inspirasi kepada pendidik lain untuk memasukkan Google Jamboard ke dalam set pedagogi pembelajaran atas talian terutama pendidikan pasca pandemik. Cadangannya untuk kajian pada masa hadapan mungkin konstruk smart partnership antara siswa guru dan pensyarah atau pakar bidang dalam industri boleh dipertekan dan aspek kolaboratif khususnya perkongsian pintar akan dipertimbangkan untuk kajian akan datang. Saya kira itu sahaja dari saya. Sekian, terima kasih.
Terima kasih Puan Sidang atas pembentangan yang sangat menarik tadi. Soalan mudah kali ni ya. Okey, boleh berikan tak satu contoh pengajaran menggunakan Jamboard?
Maaf Puan, tapi suara sekat-sekat.
Okey, saya ada satu soalan ya kepada pembentang. Okey, maaf ya terdapat sedikit masalah teknikal. Baik, dapat tak soalan saya tadi atau saya perlu ulang? Boleh tak berikan satu contoh?
Kami tak dapat.
Okey, berikan satu contoh pengajaran dan pembelajaran menggunakan Jamboard. Sejarah, untuk subjek sejarah. Yang menjawab tolong unmute ya mikrofon. Tak dengar lah Puan Afikah ya? Saya tak dengar jawapan yang diberikan. Ada masalah teknikal ke unmute? Okey, kita lihat sekiranya ada soalan lain daripada audience.
Dok, orang lain jawab sebab aku pun tak jawab. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya, salam.
Okey, nama saya Nur Asmaliana, salah satu daripada ahli pembentang. Jadi berkenaan dengan, terima kasih kepada soalan yang telah ditujukan. Berkenaan dengan soalan tadi, apa aktiviti yang telah kami lakukan bagi subjek sejarah ini?
Ya.
Okey, dalam menggunakan Jamboard, melalui penggunaan Jamboard, kami telah membuat satu aktiviti berkenaan dengan topik sejarah Malaysia dan sejarah dan Malaysia antarabangsa. Jadi melalui topik tersebut, lecturer telah membahagikan kami kepada beberapa kumpulan. Dan setiap kumpulan perlu membuat satu info mengenai topik yang telah kami berikan. Jadi sebanyak 5 kumpulan. Jadi masing-masing secara kreatif mempamerkan info masing-masing di paparan Jamboard tersebut. Jadi selepas kami semua sudah selesai untuk nak paparkan info tersebut, jadi setiap kumpulan akan bergerak ke slide-slide kumpulan-kumpulan yang lain untuk melihat maklumat-maklumat bagi kumpulan lain. Jadi dekat situ kami menggunakan Jamboard sebagai kaedah aktiviti menggunakan gallery walk.
Okey, terima kasih, sangat menarik. Ya, gallery walk secara dalam talian ya.
Ya.
Ya, tahniah diucapkan kepada kumpulan ini. Baik, sekiranya tak ada soalan daripada penonton maya ya, kita teruskan pembentangan. Terima kasih ya kepada pembentang daripada IPG Kampus Perlis, Kanga. Syabas sekali lagi. Baik. Baik, now we're going to proceed to the next presentation by Puan Haja Hazlin binti Jamari from Academic Department, Polytechnic Metro Johor Bahru. The title of the presentation is Academic Advising of DLS 1A Class Using the Google Classroom by Looking at the Results of Feedback Among Students at Polytechnic Metro Johor Bahru. Without further ado, please welcome Puan Haja Hazlin binti Jamari. Unfortunately, Puan Hazlin, we have a problem to open the video. So, are you there? Or maybe you can share the video with us. It seems there's a problem with your video. Yeah. We are still waiting for Puan Hazlin. Okay, if while waiting for Puan Hazlin, maybe we can just like move on and proceed to the next presentation, which is aplikasi pendekatan Fuzzy Delphi dalam pembangunan kurikulum keusahawanan menggunakan gamifikasi oleh Dr. Ahmad Syarani Abdul Saliban daripada IPG Campus Sultan Abdul Halim. Dipersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Terima kasih kepada moderator yang berusaha, para juri, para pembentang, hadirin serta hadirin hadirat sekalian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, pada pagi ini saya akan membentangkan kajian saya di Sultan Abdul Halim International Conference of Education and Innovation yang bertajuk aplikasi pendekatan Fazi Delphi dalam pembangunan kurikulum keusahawanan secara gamifikasi. Kajian ini melibatkan dua orang pengkaji iaitu Nur Masni binti Malim dari SK Seri Banai dan saya sendiri Dr. Syarani bin Seliban dari Kesah. Sedikit latar belakang kajian. Kajian ini adalah dari bidang keusahawanan. Jadi meneliti daripada kajian luar negara berkaitan keusahawanan, mendapati keusahawanan ini adalah salah satu daripada dua perkara penting yang mahu diterapkan dalam pendidikan di Eropah. Ini kerana dia dapat meningkatkan daya saing individu, peluang pekerjaan dan memenuhi matlamat pendidikan. Berbanding di Malaysia, keusahawanan adalah perkara yang paling dikehendaki. Lebih sama saja dengan luar negara, di mana laporan daripada PPPM dalam pembangunan pendidikan Malaysia oleh Kementerian, laporan daripada yang diperolehi daripada ibu bapa, daripada masyarakat, daripada guru sendiri, daripada para tabir dan mungkin daripada murid sendiri menunjukkan bahawa mereka inginkan keusahawanan ini dijadikan satu subjek yang ada di dalam silibus pendidikan di Malaysia. Namun demikian, isu yang membelenggu dikemukakan oleh Samuel dan Rahman pada 2018 mendapati tiada satu kaedah pengajaran dan dapat memenuhi keperluan pembelajaran keusahawanan. Tetapi ada juga cadangan untuk menggunakan kaedah sekadar gamifikasi. Mana gamifikasi ini sebenarnya adalah berkonsepkan pengambilan elemen dan mekanikal permainan ke dalam konteks bukan permainan. Jadi kita akan lihat sampai ini gap. Gap di sini untuk mencapai objektif kajian ataupun hasil kajian. Jadi inilah kita telah menemui 6 kajian berkaitan dengan keperluan ataupun cadangan lanjutan untuk menggunakan kaedah gamifikasi untuk subjek ataupun untuk keusahawanan. Jadi cadangan penggunaan gamifikasi ini telah diteliti oleh Ditedin, iaitu penggunaan pemikiran permainan untuk menyelesaikan masalah. Dia juga baik untuk mempromosikan kelakuan yang tinggi, meningkatkan pembelajaran kolaboratif dan gerak kerja berpasukan secara kooperatif. Jadi di situlah kita akan capai objektif kajian, di mana di objektif kajian ini saya tukarkan kepada persoalan kajian, iaitu soalan kajian yang pertama adalah apakah item gamifikasi yang diperlukan untuk membangunkan kurikulum keusahawanan, dan yang kedua adalah bagaimana item gamifikasi dibangunkan untuk memenuhi kurikulum keusahawanan. Metodologi yang digunakan dalam kajian ini adalah Fazi Delphi, iaitu mendapatkan pengesahan item-item setiap konsep dan bagaimana elemen-elemen ini diintegrasikan. Jadi Fazi Delphi ini sebenarnya adalah berasal daripada kaedah Delphi tradisional. Di mana kaedah Delphi tradisional ini kita mendapat pandangan daripada keutamaan pendapat pakar. Okay, namun tempoh atau round tu sebab kita nak mendapatkan persetujuan antara pakar sangat sukar. Namun bila kita bergabung dengan set penuburan fazi, maka tempoh pengkajian menjadi kurang. Baiklah, seterusnya ini adalah pakar ataupun sampel kajian. Okey. Dapat 11 orang pakar yang telah dipilih, di mana ini adalah pakar ini menentukan konstruk, ini adalah tesis saya, dan sebagai kajian ini melibatkan tesis saya, kita hanya melihat pada konstruk 2. Di konstruk 2 ni hampir keseluruhan pensyarah bersetuju dengan konstruk berkaitan dengan gamifikasi ini. Okey, seterusnya ini adalah item. Terdapat 8 item, iaitu main peranan, matlamat permainan, papan pencapaian, watak sampingan, ruang permainan, awal permainan, pertengahan permainan dan akhir permainan ataupun stage. Secara ringkasnya, dapatlah saya rumuskan sebenarnya segala item yang diambil ini berasaskan daripada Parental et al., Pekler et al., Syahdan Muhammad Syamsuddin Hadar Rejak 2013. Di mana dalam kajian tersebut ada menyebut mechanical atau cara permainan itu terbahagi kepada pertama tahap, kedua ganjaran, yang ketiga karakter, yang keempat cabaran dan kelima ilmu uji. Dah dimasukkan dalam konteks bukan permainan, iaitu kurikulum keusahawanan. Jadi inilah kita kumpul nanti berkaitan dengan perkara tersebut. Baik, ini adalah proses yang perlu dilalui jika kita menggunakan fazi DLP. Yang pertama, kita kena menentukan pilihan pakar yang seperti saya nak terangkan tadi. Dan 11 orang pakar itu sebenarnya memadai. Okey, menurut Adler dan Ziegler, 10 hingga ke 15 pakar pun sudah memadai, sebab seorang pakar ni pun dah macam mewakili banyak sampel. Aplikasi untuk pembinaan suara asli telah pun saya sebutkan tadi, kita dah rujuk dah, ada 3 orang tadi tu. Seterusnya adalah penyebaran dan pengujian data, di mana data ini dikutip secara soal selit secara bersemuka. Jadi pengkaji bersemuka terus dengan pakar kajian disebabkan pengkaji perlu menerang apakah yang ingin dibangunkan dan apakah item-item itu dirasakan penting. Jadi ada soal jawab di situ. Jadi seterusnya adalah penganalisian data setelah semua dapat, semua soalan telah dikumpul. Penganalisian data ni yang pertama kita akan tengok triangular fuzzy number, itu peratus kesepakatan pakar diikuti dengan nilai threshold, dan kemudian penukaran skala fuzzy. Okey, itu penukaran threshold lah. Ini ada punya jalan kira dia. Okey, sebenarnya soalan kita adalah menggunakan skala Likert, 5 skala Likert, dia kena tukarkan kepada skala fuzzy. Dan skala fuzzy itu nilai A mestilah nilai median dia adalah itu 0.5. Okey. Okey, ini adalah dapatan kajian di mana kesemua item diterima dengan peratus kesepakatan pakar yang tertinggi adalah melibatkan item C2, C3, C6 dan C7. Sedangkan C4 dan C5, begitu juga C1 dan C8, iaitu item yang dapat peratus perkasaan yang rendah, namun semua item diterima. Jadi untuk penutup, buat penggunaan aktiviti komunikasi yang memberikan kesan positif dapat meningkatkan motivasi pelajar. Seperti pendapat pakar yang dijalankan. Konsep penggunaan avatar permainan seperti penggunaan kaedah main peranan mewujudkan persekitaran dan lebih alami. Avatar pembantu pula bertindak sebagai pengacara memberi arahan yang jelas untuk penggunaan konsep, konsep cabaran, bendaan dan ganjaran. Juga meningkatkan keseronokan belajar. Jadi cadangan untuk menggunakan aktiviti sebagai satu media penyampaian dalam pembelajaran norma baru dan ia menjadi satu kajian lanjutan untuk pengkaji-pengkaji yang akan datang. Jadi itu saja pembentangan saya. Sebelum saya menutup, saya akan tunjukkan ini adalah hasil modul pembelajaran gamifikasi yang telah dihasilkan. Kita nampak di sini. Kita ada di sini, kita nampak ada karakter avatar di situ sebagai membantu. Kita nampak ada stage dan kita nampak ada semua lah papan cerita. Begitu juga kita ada 2-3 cerita. Jadi itu saja pembentangan. Sekian, terima kasih. Jika ada sebarang pertanyaan boleh dilanjutkan sekarang. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Syabas dan tahniah kepada Dr. Ahmad Syarani. Pembentangan yang sangat baik ya. Dr. Syarani ni rakan sebuah saya, dia memang sangat pakar dalam bidang IT dan saya sangat kagum dengan program yang telah dilakukan ya, menggunakan avatar ya, sangat terkedepan ya dalam bidang pendidikan di Malaysia. Jadi mungkin nanti kita boleh minta Dr. Syarani untuk berkongsi dengan saya dan ahli jabatan ya tentang perkara ini. Baik, saya tak ada banyak soalan, cuma satu soalan saja. Ya, boleh tak kita mengaplikasikan modul yang Dr. Syarani hasilkan itu untuk subjek lain?
Baik, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Boleh dengar?
Boleh dengar.
Okey. Untuk modul ni, sebab mengakusawanan ni pun dia macam satu subjek yang merentas kurikulum. Jadi kita buat untuk subjek keusahawanan tu menggunakan cara gamifikasi ini memang sebenarnya boleh digunakan dalam pelbagai bidang lah, pelbagai mata pelajaran. Masuk bidang doktor sendirilah, bidang bahasa Inggeris kan, insyaAllah kita boleh ya. Malah saya rasa bidang tu juga yang mungkin yang banyak kita boleh buat sebab kita hanya pertukaran bahasa dan kita bermain dengan komunikasi. Dan sebab gamifikasi ni dia ada proses dia. Jadi saya ingat kita boleh kita satu nilai tambah lah kepada para pensyarah dan mungkin pelajar ataupun guru-guru kalau guna gamifikasi ini, jadi menyebabkan pelajar yang menggunakan modul tu ataupun pelajar yang menggunakan cara gamifikasi ini dia akan mendapat pembelajaran yang bermakna lah.
Ya, tentunya sangat menarik ya pembelajaran menggunakan gamifikasi, terutama kepada pelajar-pelajar kita yang memang native. Baik, ada soalan daripada penonton? Maya? Ada soalan untuk Dr. Syarani? Satu pembentangan yang sangat menarik ya, yang boleh dijadikan inovasi sebenarnya. Ada soalan? Baik, sekiranya tak ada soalan, terima kasih banyak sekali lagi Dr. Ahmad Syarani dan syabas dan tahniah ya atas pembentangan yang sangat menarik dan mengagumkan itu. Ya.
Terima kasih Dr. Ayu.
Jabatan saya sangat berminat lah tentang perkara-perkara seperti ini. Baik. So now I guess we will proceed with the next presentation. I hope Puan Haja Hazlin binti Jamari, you are ready. Yeah. Puan Haja Hazlin binti Jamari, she's from Academic Department, Polytechnic Metro Johor Bahru. The title of the presentation is Academic Advising of DLS 1A Class Using the Google Classroom by Looking at the Results of Feedback among Students at Polytechnic Metro Johor Bahru. So please welcome Puan Haja Hazlin.
Present my paper entitled Academic Advising of the LS1A class using the Google Classroom by looking at the result of feedback among students at Polytechnic Metro, Johor Bahru. Here are my presentation outline. Introduction. Academic advisors are among the first staff members to interact with first-year students and can serve as important resources for them. During the MCO, students were asked to be isolated. So the first person they contact was their academic advisors. Here, supervision must be take place. So Google Classroom application is used. Therefore, a study needs to be done to see whether academic counselling through this Google Classroom application really helps students at Metro Johor Bahru Polytechnic. Here are the objective of the study. First, what is the role of the Google Classroom application towards academic advising students? Second, what are the issues and challenges faced by students while using academic advice through this application? Research methodology. Qualitative method through semi-structured in-depth interview method was used with key informants of the LS1A Google Classroom academic advising application users to obtain information to see the extent of their views on the implementation of academic advising through Google Classroom application. With the many challenges during the COVID-19 crisis, higher education institutions can take full advantage of digital technology. This is from Kalam Karim Boynton and Lopez 2018. While June 1999 mentioned that online academic advising allows academic advisors to provide remote students with online learning strategies. Here, summary study findings and discussions. So the first findings is group guidance and advising activities can still be implemented. The implementation of caring educator practices such as welcoming students' commitment to class attendance, giving appreciation to students, and maintain mentoring programs. And also there are healthy mind programs such as doing the distribution of e-reflection online questionnaires. Besides that, career education programs can also be implemented. Second, our findings is by using Google Classroom, individual guidance and advising can still happen. Here, a student seeks help from PAs. By using the Google Meet apps within the Google Classroom app, the individual counseling process involve exploration, identifying problems and goals, solution alternative, and taking action can also be built successfully. Last one is focus and student personality development can also be implemented, meaning that academic counseling using the Google Classroom applications helps a lot by focusing on the development and expansion of students' personality. Here is our issues and challenges when we are doing a Google Classroom. First is psychosocial and mental well-being. This is related with quality of life that it involve emotional, social, and physical components during the Google Classroom. Second issues and challenges is aims to improve students' self-discipline. It's quite challenging because the ability to push forwards students, make sure that they are stay motivated and take action regardless of how they are feeling physically or emotionally. Third is students' career education. Instead of focusing on academic subjects, a student learns the tools of an occupation through hands-on training. So this is one of the challenges. As a conclusion from students' feedback, academic advising through Google Classroom has had huge impact. Alright, that's all from me. Have a great day. Thank you everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Puan Haji Azlin, congratulations for the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Now we open to the session, for question and answer. So we welcome questions from our audience. Any questions? Okay, while waiting for the audience to ask question, then maybe I'll ask my own question first. Okay, why do you think using Google Classroom is more effective than face-to-face physical meeting in counselling?
Okey, doktor saya cakap bahasa Melayu lah ya doktor ya.
Boleh,
Boleh?
boleh. Kenapa tak tanya macam mana?
Sebab saya yang ke international ni saya boleh. Okey tak apa macam ni.
Tak apa, boleh je.
Asalnya tugas penasihat akademik kami perlu memberi nasihat motivasi secara fizikal kan, sepatutnya lah.
Ya.
Tapi memandangkan pada ketika tahun 2020 tu ada MCO, so ada
Ya, betul.
sedikit masalah di mana saya terus ambil inisiatif untuk menggunakan Google Classroom as a EPA. For advising every week doktor. Masa ketika itu student sangat havoc kan, pensyarah even saya pun tak berapa available dengan IT kan, panik ada
Betul,
sedikit ada IT panik tau macam nak cakap kita tak biasa dengan dunia sekarang ni kan, penuh
Ya,
cepat
ya.
dengan IT kena pantas. So bagi saya Google Classroom paling mudah lah untuk berinteraksi dengan pelajar pada ketika itu, dan sekarang ni pun masih saya gunakan untuk mendekati pelajar sampai mereka praktikal sekarang ni.
Baik,
Menjawab tak
syabas
doktor?
Antari. Ya, saya rasa ialah kerana keadaan pada ketika itu memang memerlukan kita untuk menggunakan platform Google Classroom ya, dan sangat baiklah usaha Puan, kerana mungkin saya pasti pada masa itu pelajar kita juga menghadapi masalah tekanan lah ya, kerana semasa pada ketika itu. Baik, terima kasih ya Puan Hazlin, syabas untuknya sekali lagi.
Ya. Terima kasih juga
Nampaknya
pada tak ada, alhamdulillah. Terima kasih doktor ya. Okey. Terima kasih
Sama-sama.
banyak-banyak atas jemputan ni doktor ya.
Ya, sama-sama. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum. Baik ya, terima kasih ya. Dan selamat datang diucapkan ya kepada pembentang seterusnya. Puan Rahmawati binti Muhammad Syarif dan Nur Kausar Nurim Ahmad daripada Sekolah Kebangsaan Putrajaya Pising 5 ya. Dengan tajuk pembentangan mereka, amalan terbaik kebat, meningkatkan kemahiran mengingat dan membezakan huruf qalqalah. Ya. Jadi tanpa melengahkan masa, dipersilakan pembentang seterusnya. Ada wakil daripada Sekolah Kebangsaan Putrajaya Pising 5 ni? Kalau mereka belum masuk, kita boleh teruskan ke pembentangan seterusnya. Ya, pembentangan seterusnya daripada Puan Cherry Julida, Yasir dan Parwahida ya, daripada IAIN Langsa Indonesia. Ya. Selamat datang ya ke persidangan antarabangsa penyelidikan dan inovasi ya, Sultan Abdul Halim Campus. Tajuk pembentangan mereka ialah pengembangan e-modul untuk menguatkan kemampuan siswa memahami teks sejarah. Baik, dipersilakan untuk memulakan pembentangan. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Izinkan saya, Jerry Julida Panjitan, untuk memaparkan artikel kami. Saya bersama Bapak Yasir Amri dan Ibu Wahida. Kami dari IAIN Langsa, dari Indonesia. Artikel ini bersumber dari sebuah penelitian dengan judul Pengembangan e-modul untuk menguatkan kemampuan siswa memahami teks sejarah. Nah, kenapa kami mengambil penelitian ini? Nah, ini berdasarkan dari fenomena yang ada. Di Indonesia ini siswa sekolah dasar itu menggunakan buku teks, atau kami sering menyebutnya dengan buku paket. Nah, buku paket sekolah dasar ini dari pemerintah. Begitu banyak buku paket yang diberikan. Tapi sayangnya materi-materi yang disajikan itu bercampur. Kemudian ini menyebabkan siswa kurang memahami apa yang mereka bahas. Kemudian materinya terlalu banyak dengan teks-teks dan tidak memiliki warna, gambar yang sedikit. Kemudian mereka disajikan oleh teks-teks yang penuh sehingga memunculkan kebosanan. Nah, teks-teks ini bersifat monoton, menjadikan media pembelajaran itu perlu mendapat perbaikan dan peninjauan kembali. Nah, teks-teks yang berupa wacana yang penuh ini bisa saja menjadikan kelelahan bagi siswa ketika membaca, kelelahan mata ataupun mereka memiliki persepsi yang berbeda dari materi-materi yang diberikan. Pemahaman membaca juga diperlukan untuk mengkaji teks-teks yang begitu padat. Nah, di sini saya menggambarkan bahwa menggambarkan seorang anak yang ketika belajar itu tertidur. Nah, ini menunjukkan bahwa anak tidak berkonsentrasi atau minat membacanya kurang ketika membaca teks-teks yang penuh dengan wacana tanpa adanya variasi. Nah, padahal ya seperti yang kita ketahui, anak sekolah dasar itu memiliki keterampilan konkret. Mereka masih sulit untuk berimajinasi abstrak dengan apa yang tidak mereka alami. Nah, di balik itu mereka harus belajar sejarah yang sebenarnya tidak pernah mereka alami. Mereka hanya memperoleh ilustrasi-ilustrasi dari bacaan-bacaan. Nah, mempelajari sejarah kebudayaan Islam contohnya. Di sini kami memfokuskan bagaimana kepemimpinan Nabi Muhammad SAW di Madinah agar mudah dipahami oleh siswa. Nah, biasanya siswa itu membaca teks-teks sejarah dan ada kesulitan untuk memilah-milah apa sih dan bagaimana sih kepemimpinan Nabi Muhammad SAW itu. Nah, bagaimana sih bentuk konkret apa yang dia lakukan seperti itu kan? Sehingga inilah muncul inisiatif kami untuk memikirkan bagaimana caranya mempermudah teks-teks ini menjadi bentuk yang konkret. Nah, kami juga menelusuri dengan suatu hal yang positif dari teknologi yang semakin canggih ini, penggunaan teknologi yang semakin marak di kalangan masyarakat, ya, termasuk siswa sekolah dasar, itu membawa dampak yang positif untuk pembelajaran. Nah, dengan itu kami berpikir bagaimana Android ini atau teknologi ini dimasukkan sebuah pembelajaran dalam bentuk modul dan dapat digunakan di mana saja, kapan saja, dan bisa menarik perhatian siswa. Nah, disinilah kami berinisiatif untuk membuat modul elektronik. Nah, berdasarkan fenomena yang terjadi di masyarakat, ya, dengan apa yang saya utarakan tadi, muncullah pemikiran bahwa kami memiliki tujuan untuk penelitian ini, yaitu mengembangkan elektronik modul untuk menguatkan kemampuan siswa memahami teks sejarah kepemimpinan Nabi Muhammad SAW di Madinah. Kemudian mengetahui respon guru dan siswa setelah menggunakan e-modul yang dikembangkan. Untuk memperoleh tujuan tersebut, kami menggunakan metodologi kualitatif, ya, dengan pola pengembangan ED, yaitu analis, design, develop, implementasi, and evaluation. Nah, dari segi analisis ini sendiri, kami mengidentifikasi kebutuhan siswa, mengidentifikasi masalah siswa, kemudian menganalisis kurikulum, kemudian menentukan standar kompetensinya dan kecepatan media yang selama ini digunakan. Dari sisi desain, kami merancang tujuan pembelajaran, pemberangkat pembelajaran, kemudian rencana pembelajaran yang akan dilakukan nantinya, dan evaluasi-evaluasi yang akan diberikan di dalam modul tersebut. Ini kami gunakan dengan Canva. Nah, development yang kami lakukan itu dengan aplikasi flipbook. Produk ini, modul ini diterapkan untuk siswa sekolah dasar kelas 5 di MI yang kami tuju dengan memberikan modul, mereka membaca wacana, kemudian melihat YouTube yang kami berikan, kemudian rangkuman, beberapa animasi, dan akhirnya mereka harus menjawab pertanyaan-pertanyaan dari evaluasi di dalam modul. Nah, kami memberikan latihan-latihan ini, ya alhamdulillah sudah 2 kali latihan, mereka memperoleh peningkatan, walaupun belum terlalu signifikan. Ya, mereka sudah mampu memahami teks dengan cepat. Nah, tahap evaluasi kami lakukan dengan berdasarkan uji validitas oleh 3 validator, yaitu validator media, bahasa, dan materi. Kemudian kami juga memperoleh respon dari guru dan siswa. Penelitian ini diterapkan kepada 28 orang siswa dan seorang guru sekolah dasar MI Al-Asriyah Langsa kelas 5. Objek penelitian tentu saja modul mata pelajaran sejarah kebudayaan Islam dengan materi kepemimpinan Nabi Muhammad SAW di Madinah. Instrumen yang dilakukan yaitu dengan adanya 3 uji validitas materi, media, dan bahasa. Kemudian untuk melihat respon guru dan siswa, kami menerapkan dengan angket. Nah, dari apa yang kami terapkan itu, alhamdulillah kami memperoleh hasil yang memuaskan. Ya, dari 3 uji validitas tadi, baik itu validasi materi, validasi bahasa, validasi media, dari ketiga-tiga validator ini memberikan interpretasi yang sangat layak dengan skor 82,8%. Nah, sementara itu penerapan pada saat implementasi berlangsung, guru dan siswa diberikan angket dan mereka merespon apa yang sudah mereka peroleh dari modul ini. Nah, alhamdulillah juga respon siswa itu begitu positif. Mereka berantusias dengan modul. Mereka senang melihat YouTube yang ditayangkan, gambar-gambarnya dan warna yang menarik berdasarkan aspek kemudahan penggunaan, kebermanfaatan, ketampilan, kepraktisan. Interpretasi mereka itu mencapai nilai 82,1% dengan interpretasi praktis. Nah, hal ini sejalan dengan apa yang direspon oleh guru. Nah, guru juga memberikan interpretasi praktis dengan skor 81,6% berdasarkan analisis kurikulum yang diterapkan di modul. Nah, guru ini melihat bagaimana kedalaman isi berdasarkan kurikulum yang ada, kebermanfaatan, tampilan, tingkat kesulitan tes, dan penyajiannya. Nah, berdasarkan uji validasi dan respon guru dan siswa tersebut, maka dapat disimpulkan bahwa penelitian ini menghasilkan sebuah modul dengan materi kepemimpinan Nabi Muhammad SAW di Madinah yang dikembangkan dengan metode EDI dinilai sangat layak oleh tim validasi. Dan respon yang positif dari guru dan siswa dengan interpretasi praktis setelah menggunakan modul kepemimpinan Nabi Muhammad SAW di Madinah. Nah, berdasarkan penelitian ini, kami bertiga berharap modul ini dapat dikembangkan lagi dan dapat digunakan oleh siswa-siswa usia sekolah dasar yang memahami materi kepemimpinan Nabi Muhammad SAW. Nah, demikian paparan dari artikel saya. Saya akhiri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Syabas dan tahniah ya kepada Puan Cherry dan tim ya atas penghasilan e-modul yang sangat menarik yang saya pasti akan membantu ramai pelajar meminati dan memahami isi kandungan pelajaran diajar ya dalam modul tersebut. Baik, kita buka kepada soalan dan seperti biasa sebelum menunggu soalan yang lain saya kemukakan dulu soalan saya. Soalan saya mudah saja. Adakah modul ini akan dikomersialkan? Akan dijual untuk kegunaan guru-guru di institusi yang lain?
Kemungkinan besar ada, tetapi saat ini kami masih menggunakannya untuk mandiri dulu gitu kan di sekolah. Tapi nanti kalau seandainya mau dikomersialkan itu harus ada evaluasi berikutnya, diedit dan ada penambahan karena kemarin itu materinya masih sedikit gitu. Nanti ada lebih luas lagi materinya.
Ya. Baik. Baik, tahniah dan syabas. Kita tunggu sebentar sekiranya ada soalan ya daripada penonton maya kita. Okey. Sekiranya tak ada, terima kasih banyak ya kepada Puan Cherry Julida dan tim daripada Indonesia, jauh daripada Indonesia ya, kerana menyertai sidangan kami ini. Ya, diharap tahun depan kita akan berjumpa lagi.
InsyaAllah.
InsyaAllah. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Seterusnya ya, pembentang seterusnya saya nak pastikan sama ada telah pun masuk ke saluran ini ya. Puan Rahmawati Muhammad Sharif dan Nur Kausar Nurim Ahmad daripada Sekolah Kebangsaan Putrajaya Precinct 5. Ada tak pembentangnya dalam saluran ini? Tajuk pembentangannya ialah amalan terbaik hebat meningkatkan kemahiran mengingat dan membezakan huruf qalqalah. Baik, sekiranya tiada, saya rasa setakat ini sajalah ya pembentangan untuk sidang pagi ini ya. Untuk sidang pertama pada hari ini. Terima kasih banyak diucapkan kepada semua pembentang atas pembentangan yang menarik, kajian-kajian yang sangat membina minda ya dan sangat berkehadapan. Baik, dengan itu saya sudahi ya sesi ini dengan lafaz wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Hingga kita jumpa lagi.